to this week's Oracle card reading channel, whatever you want to call it. We check in with Sacred Feminine, Divine Mama, to see what she has to say on the state of affairs and any guidance that she might offer. And I come to you enshrouded a little bit, not just because it's pretty, but Haley, welcome, but also because just in honor of this time of cocooning, right? So there's a reason why so many spiritual practices have this practice of covering the head, right? We see it in Judaism with the huppah that like covers the wedding, or even like anything where we're just, and this is just honoring the fact that sometimes we want to be connected, like, wah, external, and then other times it's time to just cocoon a little bit, right? So that's really the time that we're in. And of course, within this global time of cocooning, there's like ups and downs, right? Shifts in energy and all of that stuff. So for today's reading, I'm relying on an old favorite, Goddess Guidance Oracle cards from Doreen Virtue. And me and these cards go way back. I simply want to ask, so one of my favorite readings to do for this is what I call a Maiden Mother Crone reading. So like, what's the situation? Like, maiden, meaning, of course, all of these things, time is an illusion, right? So like all of these things are layered on top of each other, but if we were to put them on a timeline, it would be past, present, future. So like, what is the situation that we've been in? What is like right now the most important thing to be aware of? And then as we move forward. So, all right, Mama, tell me about like, it's a little insight into the status of things so far this week. I don't know about you, but there's definitely been an energy shift. Stuff has moved, right? Like that early heaviness, intensity. There's a little bit of relief around that, right? It's like, okay. And it's really been kind of like these waves of like first responders, like first people to jump in, then second wave, then third wave. And it feels like we've shifted out of that intensity. Some energy has moved so that we're like more free to move about the cabin. Even if we're like still sheltering in place, there's a mobility and fluidity to the energy. So I'm definitely feeling that. And it's allowed me to get a few more things done than like a couple weeks ago. It was like just trying to get stuff done. So scattered, the energy's so occupied, right? So here's our current situation. And then as we head into the rest of the week. Interesting. So this first, here's our insight, right? And we kind of like, this is where we started, is really honoring the fact that we are cocooning, right? So what's that first card? Nematona, sacred space. So just a reminder that a time of cocooning is a time of transformation. That is the time that we're in right now. And we can either rail against it, right? And I'm not saying that I don't also have my moments where I'm like, can I just go out to dinner or go meet a friend at a cafe? Like, right? Like, of course, it's normal, it's human. And she's just reminding us that this is a time for inward seeking. And that time, part of that transformation isn't always about like going and like the hustling and the moving forward. It's also about what needs to be recalibrated, reorchestrated internally. It's actually the most important work. And that's work that's done, not on the down low, but like not in action, right? We need quiet. We need sacred space for that. And she's saying, create an altar or visit a power place to connect with the divine. So this is really powerful. Where we once revered divine mama are in the natural altars, groves of trees, sacred natural spaces that, because of their design, their beauty, you could feel the energetic shift. Welcome, Kathy. And so this is what I would say. Like, since we can't, if you have like your particular house or place of worship, like we can't necessarily go there, right? But what I'm finding is so much solace and connection in the trees and nature, right? This is so a part of returning to, and the rising feminine is reconnection with nature, right? Like the planet, Mama Gaia healing herself. So really the what I'm getting now is it's so up to us how we welcome this time. We can struggle within it, or we can open up to the possibility that this is happening for us, which it is. And how can we work with that energy of cocooning, right? So for me, as a business owner, I'm looking at the bird's eye view. Where do I want to be on the other side of this? Where do I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now? Where is the best place to direct my energy, my intention, and my attention, right? So it's really like, enjoy the space that this has brought in, Yes, if you're like me, you've got family members and stuff in the house. You can probably hear them in the background right now. So sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, could I just get some private space? And we're not commuting anywhere. Like, I'm having all my groceries delivered, right? So it's like there's so much time that we've been like, no time. Well, now we've got time. And so how are you choosing to use it? Right? It's really powerful. Oh. Here's our present. Here's our mama. So I'm doing that maiden mother crone, right? For those of us that are just joining now. Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. This inward turning cocoon. So here's the thing. When we are in constant motion, thank you, Kathy. I look like the sacred. I love the sacred traveler oracle text. So good. But Bridget, don't back down. This moment, not only is it a moment of transformation and like grounding in who we truly are, this is where this comes in. Okay. So because this has been such a time of reflection, of pause, I don't know about you, but for me, it has spotlighted those areas in my life that needed fine-tuning, boundaries, energetic and otherwise, how I manage my team, right? How I'm using my time. It just put a spotlight on all of that to say, like, is this truly in integrity, right? This card for me is all about integrity and alignment. Who are you and what are you here to do? This is your time to recalibrate, reintegrate, reposition, whether that means pivoting or whether that means standing in what you do and like even grounding further within that. These are in partnership. These cards are so powerful because when we create that sacred space, when we create that space of quiet, that's when we can truly release the voices of like, but this person needs, and like all of the outside voices and even the internal critical ones, right? The ones that are like, what do you, when we take space, when we take time, because they're the same thing, right? That gives us an opportunity to really say, who am I? What do I take a stand for? Me, I take a stand for the divine feminine. I take a stand for play and unconditional love. I take a stand for joy. I think it's our natural state, right? So what do you take a stand for? What are you here in representation of? We are all aspects of our divine unity, union, right? So like if this is Divine Mama's hand, we are all, right? I've talked about this before. We're like fingers on the same hand. We are all completely connected, and we are totally unique in all of space and time. No one has existed like you ever, ever. And in fact, even the person that you were yesterday, 5 years ago, 10 years ago is different than the person that you are today in this moment. So what do you take a stand for? How can you create that space to really embrace and honor that and use this as a lens, as a filter, right? We've gotten so good at filters with like all our social media, right? So like, what is the filter around? How do I want to present myself in the world, right? So we've got our first 2 yummy cards, and I'll post pictures of these cards in the group as well on this thread. Oh, shut up. Okay, so I just pulled the, oh my gosh, welcome, Nikki. Yay, hi, Belinda. So good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So we're doing Maiden Mother Crone, meaning like, what is the situation that like pre-existing, right? Sacred space, y'all, right? This is where we are in this moment. And then there's our present, like, what is that aligning guidance? Bridget, don't back down. So amazing, okay? And then why? Oh, you're so very welcome, Belinda. It's my pleasure. Why all of these things? Why create the sacred space? Why review what it is that you are doing and connect deeply with your purpose? Because we all came here with one or multiple, really. Like, don't get hung up on what's the big purpose, right? Like, it could just be like your purpose today is bring joy by sharing a video. Like me, like my daily dance breaks. I know that like for that 2 minutes, it's just pure like being in the moment in the body, right? And all the inspiration on all the healing and all the stuff that comes out of that. I don't even question it. My guides were like, you know, that weekly dance break that you were doing, you're going to do it daily now. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay. So I've been. And I can't wait to share. Oh my gosh. The next one is so yummy. Why do we do all this? Look at this power card, y'all. A shell medicine woman. You are a channel for divine healing power. Oh my God, I want to cry. So this is the thing, right? Is that this time, this complicated, extraordinary, and I would say unprecedented, except, you know, like we've been around for a long time. Like we've gone through stuff like this, but I would say unprecedented in this dimension, this planet of like, this is an experience that we are all sharing. One of my team members is in the Philippines. She's sheltering in place. Another is in the UK. She's sheltering. Like we always had a common shared experience. And now we have this whole other layer that's like, wow, right? All of this. And I've known this from the beginning, right? Why is this happening? It's an integral piece of our shifting this planet, showing up as all of who we are, bringing healing, bringing inspiration, bringing creativity, bringing joy, bringing love, really unconditional love. If you're listening, if you were drawn to this video, this card is for you, my friend. And for me, you know, and anyone within earshot, this is a powerful card. Like I can tell you, I've had this deck for years, and she does not just show up. Okay, she doesn't just like show up for any old thing. We are being recalibrated so that we are evolving, right? So that in this moment, we can be our most powerful selves. So what is your big picture? What is your purpose, right? Whether it's right now or in the next several years. Mwah, welcome. Welcome, Patty and Karen and Denise. What is that? Because all of this, and so just like quick review, right? Sacred space, make sure that you are creating space and time that is just for you so that you have quiet, room, space to really connect with who you are and what you are here to do. Okay. And yeah, I'll say it again just because it comes up so often when I talk about purpose. Don't get stuck on what is my purpose and is my purpose big enough? Blah, 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 blah. The purpose for 30 seconds could be like to make the most amazing cup of coffee. Do you know what I mean? Relax around that. And also know that you are a channel for divine healing power. We have so much impact on the people around us, just in how we show up. Like I heard someone say, right when all this was breaking down, and thank you, Denise. Hello, beautiful to you too. It takes one to know one, gorgeous. When all this was breaking down, right, and it was like there was, panic ensued, etc. Oh shoot, I just lost my train of thought because I was all like enjoying my compliment. I knew that this time was really about opening us up at a heart chakra level, right? That's why it's no accident. It's a respiratory virus, yeah? So that we have this connection. Yes, this is the thing. If you have found that you are somehow and magically like calm through this, or even if you're not feeling calm internally, but the people around you see you as a beacon, as like, oh, I just feel better when I'm around you. Yeah. Medicine woman. Okay. Do not underestimate your power. That's all I have to say. Do not underestimate your impact. We don't know where our children are going next, right? It is so profound how, you just never even know. I'm thinking of, I love it, Kathy, right? I am calm. So like, it's so interesting. They've been saying, like, I saw this meme floating around out there that, like the Muggle world is kind of going like, batshit crazy. And then like the light workers, the way showers, people who have been on this path of like, just development, energy, awareness, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And I don't say that this is not in any kind of like hierarchical way. It just kind of put a spotlight on the people who have been doing that kind of work are like totally calm right now. Because we totally get that this is like just part of our planetary and collective evolution. And what's really cool is that for the people who are like kind of going batshit crazy right now, they are being awakened like nobody's business, right? So, whether you are impacting one person or millions of people, equally vital, equally important. Because it's like, when I make a decision to spend time with my daughter so that she knows that she's loved, right? Then when she goes out into the world, what is the message that she carries? Do you know what I mean? I remember just this morning I was like on the Instagram feed of an old friend. We've known each other for years, and I've just watched her like meteoric rise, right? And what I noticed about her right from the beginning is here's this young woman, now she's like in her 30s, but when I first met her, she was like in her teens. Such a light. And what I saw behind her was a mother who supported her fully. And I was like, that's what that looks like. That's what it looks like when we come in like fully support it. So do not underestimate. My gosh, I remember having a knockdown, blowout fight. Not knockdown like physically, but we were just like, hey, Kathy, welcome. Now we got 2 Kathys on the call. Woo woo. Kathy's in the house. Woo woo. I remember having an argument with my husband back in the day when we had a cafe. Like, obviously there were no customers in there at the moment. That was unfortunately a very frequent occurrence. Not surprising because of the kind of drama that was happening in our relationship, right? And so we're in this like, and this woman just walked in. And I kid you not, like, she might as well have been wearing angel wings. Like, she just brought immediately this sense of peace and calm. She's just there to order a cup of coffee, right? That, like, in her day, she was just coming in like, hey, can I get a cappuccino? And we're like, yeah. But her energy and that moment that she came in, sometimes we don't even know. Sometimes we are not even aware of the impact. She has no idea, that young lady, when she walked in, she has no idea the peace and like inhale, exhale that she brought in that moment. And I'll never forget her. Like, she completely diffused that moment. So we have the power to do this all of the time. And when we do it intentionally, that's when things get really magical. Okay? So you are a channel for divine healing power. You are a medicine woman or man. And so, like, just saying, go out and rock that shit. Okay? All right. With so much love, thank you for joining me today. I'll post pictures of these cards in the comments, and feel free to share with me, like, what downloads did you get? What insights did you get? Was there one a piece that spoke to you? I'm here every Wednesday live. I do a card reading. I try to do it right around 9:15, and then this morning it was like, not going to happen. So I also model that like life is real. And but I do show up here every Wednesday morning-ish to do a live reading. I'm here for you. So, and feel free to put your questions too. Like, if this like any questions or anything like that, put them in the comments. I'm here. We're here for each other. And welcome. So from my heart to yours, I love you. Take what you need and pass it on. Wow.